Hello everyone, Chris McCarthy here. Welcome back to my channel. This is my day 2 review of FIA Formula 3 post-season testing over at Imola. This of course concluded post-season testing for 2023. There will now be no on-track action until pre-season testing next year. So a very big day for the teams and drivers to get their final laps in and final data before we close out for the year. I'm going to go back to my usual format today. I'll give the top 10 overall for both days combined and then my 5 points to take away. Let's start with the weather today, just to bring you up to speed with a few points. We had mixed conditions today, which I think the teams might have appreciated in a strange way, given it was the last day. We had a dry morning and a wet afternoon. And in that wet session in the afternoon, in the final 15 minutes, it appeared the track was beginning to dry. And with that, the time started to really tumble. Alex Dunn went quickest by around a second for Hitech Pulse 8, with Charlie Vert's second for Genza. And then with 4 minutes to go, Nikola Tsolov brought out the red flags. And that brought an end to post-season testing for 2023. So I'll give you the top 10 overall combined result for both days, given we had that wet session this afternoon. The top 5 times all came from yesterday's afternoon session. So quickest overall was Gabriele Mini for Prema Racing, a 1 minute 30.225. Oli Goethe was second for Campos Racing. Third place was Dino Beganovic for Prema Racing. Fourth place, Boya for Campos Racing. And then fifth place, Leo Fornaroli for Trident. P6 was Nikola Tsolov for ART Grand Prix. 7th was Gregoire Saucy for MP Motorsport. Sebastian Montoya was P8 for Campos Racing. In 9th was Luke Browning for Hitech Pulse 8, despite the fact he only did one session yesterday. That's because he's out testing the Aston Martin Formula 1 car. He was the Autosport BRDC Aston Martin Young Driver of the Year award winner last year, so good luck to him to that. What a fantastic opportunity. Zach O'Sullivan, a previous winner of that, and then we had F4 graduate Arvid Lindblad 10th for Prema Racing. Nikola Tsolov, Gregoire Saucy, their quickest times came yesterday afternoon. We also had the same for Sebastian Montoya. Luke Browning's came in his only session yesterday. Arvid Lindblad's came this morning as well. Let's go into my 5 points to take away then. I'm going to start with Gabriele Mini asserts title intention, going quickest overall. Now, we had Dino Beganovic actually going fastest overall at the Jerez test. We had Oli Goethe going fastest overall at Barcelona. So I think it was pretty important for Gabriele Mini that he went fastest overall here at Imola, and I think that leaves us with a very exciting title battle in prospect for next year. Of course, Dino has now been signed for Prema Racing officially next year as well. They were the top 3 there for the top 10 overall as well. I mean, what an exciting battle that's going to be. Those 3 have raced each other before at F4 level, at FIA level, in karting as well, and I think it's lining up to be a hugely exciting battle. But nice to see all 3 of them now have gone fastest in all 3 of the tests, so really exciting stuff. And Gabriele Mini ending fastest here at Imola. Second, 2-1 in the Prema versus Campos battle. Well, it seems the title fight between these two is what's getting everyone excited in terms of the fight for the team's championship. Both teams, both Prema Racing and Campos, had all 3 of their drivers in the top 10. They had their top 2 drivers both in the top 4. The third Campos driver was Sebastian Montoya in 8th, and then the third Prema Racing driver was, of course, Arvid Lindblad in 10th. And that's been an ongoing theme both at Jerez and at Barcelona as well. I think if we were to go on and do 10 of these, that score would be very even. We've got to give time to some of the other teams, particularly those bringing in new drivers, to settle in. But given the likes of Prema are bringing in a new driver in Arvid Lindblad. I think it's very exciting to see them already getting him in the top 10, and I think that Prema versus Campos is what everyone is seeing next year as a real head-to-head, a real close fight, and I think that's going to be a very, very exciting battle. Point 3, Fornaroli, the best of the rest. Leo Fornaroli, similar to Jerez, he was once again the best of the rest behind the Prema and Campos. I think we do need to consider that he has less experienced teammates now in Sami Megatunev and Santiago Ramos, who are jumping up from the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, and we need to give them time, I guess, to settle in to the car. Once they have done that, then that could be a really exciting team. Sami and Santiago both having solid seasons in FRECA. Sami was racing with MP Motorsport, as Santiago racing with the RPM team, both fighting for wins and podiums throughout the year. So once they have got settled in with the Trident team and working with Leo Fornaroli, it's going to be an exciting outfit. But good to see he is leading the charge. Really, for him, that's the first time he's found himself in that position. He's usually been a rookie, so good to see he's taken that position with both hands and settling into it very nicely. Tsolov, a transformed package. I mean, he's proving to me he could be one to watch for next year. With ART, he's 6th overall in this test, just like he was at Barcelona. We didn't see him at the first test, but since coming back, P6 overall at both tests. I mean, he had a difficult year this year. We didn't really see him fighting or getting in the points until we got to the very end of the season at Monza. But I think we need to consider the Alpine Academy driver, that he was the youngest on the grid, and he made quite a big step up from F4 as well. But now he's had a year to learn the car. It looks like he's come back and he's taken that experience and is coming back a really transformed package, and he looks like he could be one to watch next year. And after what was a really disappointing season for ART Grand Prix, looks like the Bulgarian driver could be the one to go and put them back where they belong and on the podium, given they were champions with Victor Martin. So I'm excited about Nikola Tsolov, to be honest. He's looking very, very fast. And finally, Alex Stunt and Kasper Stuka put in superb auditions for 2024. I mean, both drivers in the top 15 overall. And for me, proving they deserve to be on the grid for 2024, or at least should have a really strong consideration for it. I mean, Alex Dunn, of course, comes off the back of a really strong GB3 season. Kasper Stuka comes off winning the Italian F4 Championship in pretty memorable fashion. Alex Dunn, quickest in the final session, but overall was P11 for Hitech Pulse 8 across both days. And Kasper Stuka, P13 for MP Motorsport, his very first time driving the car. That was hugely impressive. He was quicker than Tim Tramnitz as well, who has done the 2 tests before already, so showing his raw abilities there. And I do hope we see the Polish driver getting a chance at it, because I think he'd be a really exciting one to watch. So well done to both of them. I think they've both done a hugely superb job, given they've only both done 1 test. For both of them to be in the top 15, that's incredibly impressive, and I hope we see a lot more of them next year. Let's quickly go through the remaining teams and drivers. No more to report on Prema, of course, for Trident. Megatunev 16th, Ramos 19th. No more to report on MP and Campos, but for Hitech Pulse 8, Keaton Shields down 31st. Genza, Matthias Agazetta doing really good stuff in 18th place after a solid Entes FRECA season. Max Esterson 21st as well. Then we had Van Amersfoort Racing Tommy Smith 22nd, Noel Leon 23rd, Sophia Flush 25th, ART Grand Prix, Christian Mansell 17th, Lawrence Van Hoopen 20th. They had some really solid sessions. PHM Racing 27th for Dufect. Sanapol Intra Fuvazak was 28th, and Joshua Dirksen 30th place. Great to see Josh Dirksen out there. I know he did have some problems. His lap count was quite far down, but great to see him get his chance, and I hope he gets some more. That's been all for my FIA Formula 3 post-season test reviews. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. I'll be back with more of these when FIA Formula 2 hits the track for its post-season test. But thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Give a like, give it a subscribe, and leave some comments as you always have been below, and let's keep the conversation on Formula 3 going. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be back with more of these when FIA Formula 2 goes post-season testing. Thank you for watching.